Et comme un con, j'ai oublié de rallumer l'enregistrement de la vidéo. Ah. Donc pour la vidéo, on a rattrapé, on a traversé le truc avec une séance d'acrobatie équilibriste sur une planche, une très longue poutre au-dessus du vide. On a rattrapé le fantôme de Dillion qui a sauté dans la mer et il nous a fait une petite déclaration comme quoi il ne fallait pas renier son attrait pour les ténèbres parce que ça fait partie de ce qu'il aime chez nous. Voilà.
Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the well of wisdom.
C'était fait exprès pour éviter le vertige. Ouais,
In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good. And there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
Vite ton esprit. Toutes les fois. Il nous a dit de fermer nos gueules là, non? Un peu, ouais.
I can't go on. Dillion?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
Heureusement qu'on a le truc pour voir avec le troisième œil.
I think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Go to it.
Let's reach the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left us all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. You're no coward. You proved that to me in the warrior trials. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
I'll do my best. I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. Seems there's no escaping the past in this place.
Macabé.
So she's forced to relive it. To what end? There's a waterfall. I can't go on this way.
Then look for another way and tell me what you find.
There is a house.
Putain, c'est...
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
Ah bah oui.
Tilly. There's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette saloperie? C'est dégueulasse. C'est dégueulasse. Absolument dégueulasse. Je passais par là parce que de l'autre côté il y avait des trucs qui pendaient. Et je me dis putain, si je passe par là ça va faire du bruit. Je voulais vraiment pas faire de bruit.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind. Keep moving forwards.
Ah, il y a de la lumière là. Merde. Il y a ces saloperies absolument partout. Putain, mais la descente aux enfers, quoi. Très littéralement. Essayez de voir un peu au radar là.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
The darkness is testing you. But you are in control.
Pas une chauve-souris sans tête pour utiliser son sonar, je sais pas. Putain. C'est dégueulasse. Je m'entends une couille en fait, un truc qui me...
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
Oh, c'est dégueulasse.
Delia. Help me.
Come to me, Senua.
Je fasse attention de pas trop m'approcher, ça me fout en panique.
Delia. Is that you? I can see a light.
Yes. I can see you too.
Fort aimable. Ok. Ah, je peux quand même galoper. Putain, je crois que c'était une merde. Fais confiance à tes sens.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you inside. You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. You think they want your body, they want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore. It's disappearing with your memories.
Et il me semble que c'est le dernier. Qu'est-ce qu'on va y avoir?
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
This place feels... It's... creepy. It feels wrong. It feels strange. Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. This place stinks. There he is.
Où est-ce
There
qu'on
he
est?
is. The light. Go towards it. He's in the house. He's going in. He's disappearing. Follow him. Don't let him disappear. Where's it gone? Keep going. How do you find it? It's just a trial.
Bon bah s'il faut y aller.
You just have to submit and
Oh c'est dégueulasse.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me. The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. But the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like them.
Ok, il faut aller où? Ah! Putain, ok.
The bridge. Now you have to find him. Quick, get to the house. Get to the house and finish this trial. It doesn't finish until you get to the house. Before he disappears, Senua, you have to get in.
On va sans doute boucher les canalisations, ouais.
Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farm hands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
That's it. You did it. She did it. It's not done yet. Just a small piece of the puzzle. You found a way to climb the tower, the ladder.
D'accord. Putain.
What now? You can see it. Aligned to the truth. The bridge.
Ouais, on finit par y arriver, mais c'est vrai que c'est effectivement c'est glauque. Cette histoire.
She did it. You fixed the bridge. She fixed it. You passed the trial. Get to the house. You succeeded.
C'est un peu... souvent un peu le bordel quand même. Hein, pour,
Senua! Come to me! Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there?
Where is he?
Come out if you are.
You have to find him. The runes. Focus. Focus on the runes. Focus the runes.
Dillian! They're coming for me.
You can hear Dillian. It's Dillian. Go to him. Dillian. Go to him. He's trying to save you. There it is. Run! Run now! Run! It's not safe here. Run! Senua, run! You don't run.
j'ai aucune idée de par où il faut passer. On va tester, hein.
Defend yourself. Don't let it see you. It is. Go towards it. Run. Focus. 2 more. 2 more. Where are they? Where are you? Don't let it see you. Don't get lost.
Putain, mais c'est...
Let it see you. They start to burn. There it is. Where's Dillian? Where is he?
C'est le bordel.
Can you hear him? You're lost. Runes. You have to find them. Where are you? You're lost. Where are they? It all looks the same.
Putain. Ah bah il y a la lumière. Vers la lumière, vers la lumière.
To find one more. One dance. Don't get lost.
Ah bah la lumière.
What should I do?
La lumière. Je vais vers la lumière.
Focus. Focus. You've got them.
Ok, la sortie.
Get out. Run.
Et pourquoi là? Sortie. Allez.
Senua! Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. It doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I am. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
Il fait voler les murs, ne peut pas ouvrir une porte pas verrouillée. Ah ça. Un peu limité.
You will have Odin's blessing to walk a goddess into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And his sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
Ouais, ça c'est triste.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials. She saw a way out. To leave her past behind. And become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get you.
Hold your heavy strike. Hold it. Hold the heavy strike. Hold it.
Putain, ce sabre
Unleash the
laser.
sword. She can't remember. She should focus.
Focus now!
Stop them! Finish this! End it!
Bah t'as récupéré Dard, c'est ça.
to run to. There's
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields.
Du sang.
Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
C'est dégueulasse.
She's lost. She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to get to.
Le gobelin il pourrait te surprendre. Ah, c'est dégueulasse. C'est dégueulasse. Non, là c'est moi. Fais-moi la paix. C'est... Ah, c'est immonde. Oh, c'est immonde. C'est super bien foutu, hein, mais c'est immonde. Et là, ça sent la baston.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father Zimbo, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
J'ai pas trop suivi ce qu'il disait, j'étais en train de... Ah!
They'll come for you! He's gone! It's nearly... You can do this. Focus. 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 She will die.
Ok. Non, ta trahison, ouais, peut-être.
They're winning.
Voilà, ok, je crois que j'ai compris un petit truc.
Who
En
is
plus.
it? Galena. Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua?
It's definitely her.
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
The darkness took her life, and it will take yours. It's taking.
Assez a du mal avec ce putain de bouclier complètement.
I need you. Help me.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voice.
Your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late.
Oh putain!
She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
You can do this. Focus. Focus now. Focus.
You can do this. Focus. You're strong enough. Focus. You won't have me.
He's down. Finish him.
Must remember, she was behind you.
Ah putain!
Behind you. Do it. Your cloak is finished.
Come at me!
She's ready. You ready? Remember your training. Behind you. Behind you. Take him down. Take him down. Get down.
Ah putain! Ah putain, il me l'a eu.
Focus now.
Allez, dégage!
You finished it.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood sink into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? If the darkness will once let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued?
Ah putain!
Do you think he
Je suis sûr d'avoir esquivé pourtant.
to him, to his friends,
No!
to his father?
Oh, c'est bien monté sur le bras là. Chier.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he would thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua. You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses. Corpses. The voices took her and they'll take
Et salut Titini,
the voices have taken her. The voices.
bienvenue sur le stream, comment va? C'est compliqué. Putain. C'est bien dégueulasse, hein. Bucolique plein de charme, on va dire ça.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Elle a un peu la tête à Sigourney Weaver, mais en mode drogué, ça fait bizarre.
Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word. never to surrender. All she needed was a little help, a little hope.
Est-ce que ça aurait légèrement reflué sur le bras ou non, pas du tout? Non. Hé là, j'arrive! Je viens te pourrir la gueule! Et sauver Dillion! Poil bien pour le fourreau, c'est pas fait exprès.
I'm here to help you. Senua. We're black.
Alors c'est d'autant plus perturbant en fait que les voix ça fait un peu comme de l'ASMR et j'aime bien écouter de l'ASMR généralement. Alors pas les bruits de bouche dégueulasses, hein, faut pas déconner non plus. Mais c'est d'autant plus perturbant en fait.
We were worried. We're here to help you. You need us. So worried. Silence is lonely. We didn't know where you'd gone. We're here to help you. Don't worry. You can trust us. There's a way in.
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
It's not far. Go on.
Look.
Up. Just up there. Listen to us. That's it.
Shall we tell her where to go?
Does she know which way to look?
Does she know her way into the mountain?
She's a girl, isn't she? So clever. Oh, she did. She did.
Go back.
She's so clever. Go on. Go up into the mountain.
Bon, je vais juste aller voir ici. Non, je peux pas monter. Ok. Ouais, je suis en mode exploration là, faut pas. Comme quoi, même l'enfer a des égouts.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senua.
Go away. I'm not listening.
Ok, le pont, c'est celui qui enjambe ça, d'accord. Quel va être le sacrifice à faire cette fois-ci? Aucun sacrifice. Tu me diras, j'ai déjà pas mal payé depuis le début. Ok.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. and from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
Je suis en train de me dire que j'ai l'impression qu'il y a de nouveaux... qu'il y a des trucs en fait que les machins en rouge c'est ceux que j'ai loupés. J'ai loupé 7 pour l'instant. Merde. Ça a l'air joyeux ça. Bon ben go buter Smog. Hein. Bah déjà l'espèce de montagne là elle a une espèce de grosse tête de dragon en haut donc alors, je m'attendais à une saloperie mais je m'attendais pas à un vrai dragon en fait. Ça pue les emmerdes. Bon, bah, vous la dragonnet, hein.
Guards Hellheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadow?
Enfin là c'est un
Then do it.
putain de dragon.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
La lumière!
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do.
Your father wants them to go away, and he only hurts me to silence them.
But he's gone now.
But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead.
No,
They want me with them.
stop.
That's why they crawl through the walls.
Don't listen
Do you
to them.
see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming.
Senua, help me. Help, get me out of here. Don't go.
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again.
She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father. Sinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
She's too slow. It's not got to burn out. The darkness will come again. Light, safe fighter.
Dillian, this is just another trial. Still the truth. Just to distract her from her real mission. You think you know?
On va allumer tout ce qu'on peut.
Your mother is drunk. You don't know anything. Dillian is dead.
Ok, ça c'est pour sortir. Putain, mais en vrai, allez mourir avec vos bruitages, du stress là. Heureusement que la torche ne s'éteint pas. Allez, on descend dans les ténèbres.
The beast has been here. Everywhere. There's more to it. Just keep going.
Oui, pas ta torche, hein, fais pas la con.
She'll have to go under.
She can't.
She has to.
She can't.
The torch will go out.
Don't let the torch go out.
She can do it.
She can't do it.
The light's gone out. Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here.
What's that?
Run and get to the light.
It's not safe.
Stop!
Stay in the light.
You have to rest here or you'll die.
Ah, mais il y a une torche.
She's stuck. She hasn't found the runes.
Après ce petit bain, ouais.
Stay.
You're safe
Have
in the
those.
light.
Get to the next light.
Let's go quickly. Run, you must run.
Look. Fire.
It's fire. How will she get it?
Fire. She has to go towards it.
She'll have to go through the
The light.
dark. Again, she's too.
She will. She has to make it.
Where's the torch?
Parfait.
See. She can find the room. She can find it. Keep the light. See it. She has it. Where is it? Are you afraid to search?
The light.
The light will guide you.
ça, il y avait une torche dans le brasero allumée. Bah ouais. Où se trouve...
Can you feel them? Can you see them? Where are they? She can't see them. She doesn't know. Look! Use your eyes. What are you waiting for? Come on, what is that? What are you doing? Going.
Ok, c'est pas assez fort. Voilà.
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Sinbad, could see the monster in her.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword.
L'arme qu'on a, nous.
Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Ok, quelle va être la douille sur le trajet? Parce qu'il va y avoir une douille, hein, c'est une certitude. Ok, ça elle peut monter.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy until that day. And he takes the treasure.
mentir, mais... Oui, la troisième rune. Ok, oui, la troisième rune. D'accord. C'est celui qui descend et du coup ici. Est-ce qu'il y a un truc plus au fond? Oui.
She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help. Wait. Send.
Bah, putain. Mon bras. Ouh là 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 là, ça m'a pris l'épaule, bordel.
The light won't save her. She can sense it. She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help her. She's lighting. Like what you saved. Wait. Send.
Ah putain. Oh putain la patate. Ah putain. donc. Ok, j'ai vu. Ok, j'ai vu. Putain.
You have all the rooms.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness.
J'ai ma torche. Fais pas chier.
It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness. That she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Where is her? It's just another trick. Don't stupid girl.
It's a trap. The beast is coming.
Oh la saloperie. Oh, it's a trap!
What have you done?
No! No!
You've lost it. It's over.
The darkness is back.
Elle va sauter.
Get to the light!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed.
Elle va sauter.
Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo while you pined for Dillian. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillian. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillian.
On n'est plus poursuivi par la bête, tiens.
The beast is down there. She knows the beast is down there.
He's always watching you. Beast is there. You're never safe from him.
You can feel him. She needs to find it. She has to find it. She lost it and she has to find it.
I can feel it.
Leave the torch around you.
We're never going to find him.
esquive là-haut. Non mais déconne pas, je vais me faire niquer à chaque fois. Oh, le sauvetage. Oh, le sauvetage. Oh putain, d'accord. En fait, je peux utiliser ça pour essayer de me sauver les miches quand je suis au sol. D'accord. Ok, c'est intéressant à savoir. C'est intéressant à savoir. Le E qui fait un mode banzai là. Je pensais que c'était par au-dessus, mais du coup, il faut vraiment être en bas avec les lumières. Voilà. Nickel. C'est toujours un peu du capillotracté quand même, hein, pour les runes des fois. Et voilà cette porte. Ah. D'ailleurs.
Her father tried to help her,
But she wouldn't listen.
he was doing
Okay.
his best. She never, ever listened. Didn't she listen to him, trying to help her?
He was trying to save her from the darkness.
Zimbo was right. Zimbo was trying to save her from the darkness.
Toujours plus dans les ténèbres.
But she wouldn't listen.
She never choose the pit.
And now everybody is dead.
Because of her.
It's all her fault.
All her fault.
Mais, vas-y, hop.
She should have known. She should have.
Why doesn't she learn? When will she learn?
She doesn't understand.
Now the darkness has Dillian's soul.
And it will take it and never give it back.
She can search and search.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rian wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rian also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger, tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Ok, quelle va être la douille avec ça? Regine va péter une pile parce que je devais être le seul à avoir le pouvoir. Et Sigurd va être obligé de le buter. Oh, le jeu de mots pourri, merci. Il faut encore continuer en dessous après. Putain, c'est infernal ce truc.
The lights run out. She'll die. She'll die. She has to. And she'll die.
Tu peux pas juste poser ta torche là au lieu de passer comme une guenon là? Je vois que dalle. Parce que en vrai là, tu poses ta torche là au travers, c'est bon quoi, regarde, elle est déjà de l'autre côté en plus. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? Parce que j'ai pas envie de me faire buter encore une fois. Déjà on prend ça.
Sigurd's newfound power lets him hear the birds speak. And they say, Sigurd should eat the heart himself. Rain wants Fafnir's gold. Sigurd should kill Rain before Rain kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild, the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rain, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest, to ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild, the Valkyrie.
Je vais essayer d'aller là-bas. On va voir.
Faster, keep going. Stop.
Putain, mais j'ai vu que dalle. Je vois que dalle. Je sais pas du tout où est-ce qu'il faut que j'aille. Ah putain, mais c'est pour ça. C'est que ceux que j'ai lus. Je pense que ceux que j'ai lus sans truc, je me suis fait niquer. Comment Comment tu veux que je fasse ça? Moi j'ai pas le temps d'aller là-bas.
He kills Rain, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest to ride to Hinterfell and find the blue.
Comment tu veux que je fasse ça?
Sigurd's newfound power lets him hear the birds speak, and they say, Sigurd should eat the heart himself. Rain wants Fafnir's gold. Sigurd should kill Rain before Rain kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rain, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest, to ride to Hinterfell and find Brynhild the Valkyrie.
C'est pas possible.
What's she doing? She's lighting a torch. She's making light. She's making a fire.
She's got light on the other side.
She'll be safe.
Oh, d'accord. Oh putain, ok. Wow, putain, d'accord. Oh là 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 là. Ok, d'accord. Donc il va falloir que je trace en ligne droite, que j'arrive à activer la truc et que je puisse rallumer sans que l'autre bestiole me fasse chier. Eh ben non. Ouais, c'est parti. Ok, d'accord. Ça va qu'elle a défoncé le truc en fait. Ok, et là il y avait... Ah bah là, je pouvais toujours essayer de courir hein, de ce côté-là. Il n'y a que dalle.
Stop! Stop! Keep going. Follow you.
C'est pas trop compliqué. Putain, c'est quand même supra vachard. Hein.
She can't help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Sigurd learns that Brynhild had once disobeyed Odin, and so he had her punished, stuck her with a sleep thorn, and put her body within a rampart of burning shields. Only a man who knew no fear would ever reach her. But like me, Sigurd is fearless and passes through the flames, just as I did, and wakes the sleeping warrior girl. She teaches him the secret wisdom of runes, namely victory runes, ship runes, runes for persuasion, runes for truth, runes for healing and help, runes for perception and power. Like Sigurd, the greatest young warrior of the North, you must learn the secrets of the runes to fight amongst the gods in hell.
Ah putain. Pas la torche dans l'eau.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Cillian, I see you. The beast has Cillian. You're not taking it from me.
Ah, qu'il est dégueulasse.
I can smell your
No.
You betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him.
You turned your back on me. That is why Dillian will rot in hell.
Qu'il est dégueulasse. T'es sérieuse? Et que peu.
Get to the light. There is no light. Where is it coming from? Point it.
Oh putain.
You can hear him. Is he trying to...
Merde. Ouf. Buter la bête. Enfin, apprivoiser la bête. Alors...
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness. Or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Delian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, Layla.
She will save his soul. Even if this time she can't save her own.
J'ai réussi à pas crever, hein. Putain.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore. But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate. To hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. United, I feel blood veils slack. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
Then take me to the mountain. As deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way. You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
Bon, techniquement, ça devrait être la dernière partie du jeu là, puisque après il n'y a plus des masses de comment ça s'appelle, d'histoire, de pierre à histoire là, les petits narrateurs comme tu dis.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Delian. I will fulfill my vow.
Plus beaucoup de place, ouais, je sais.
She has to kill Hela. It's the only way. Now she has evidence. She can do it. The sword, the slave. No, she can't. It's too dangerous. She has the sword. She is rotting. She must defeat Hela. There is no way she can defeat Hela. She must. Hela is powerful. She must. She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it.
En vrai, putain, les petites voix et tout, c'est infernal. Ça stresse de ouf ces conneries.
The Northmen say the world will
3.
come to an end. They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself, brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Ouais, c'est chaud peut-être quand même, hein, ces conneries. Ok. Est-ce que je dois aller là?
She did it. She did it. She did it.
Ok. J'ai pas trop compris ce que j'ai fait, mais je l'ai fait. Ok, bon, en 2 ans. Oh merde! Putain! Putain! Ah merde! Ok, je ne vais pas arriver, ce sera un temps des boucliers brisés, des lances fracassées, mais ce jour n'est pas arrivé. Pour tous ceux qui vous est cher sur cette bonne terre, je vous ordonne de tenir. Pardon. Le retour du roi, le meilleur des trois. Seigneur des Anneaux. Même si toute la partie avec Frodon, Saké et Gollum me pète sur les... me pète les noix. Parce que Frodon est complètement con. Tandis que Sam Gamgee a un minimum de neurones. Quoi. Qu'est-ce que...
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid.
No.
That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Comment tu vas, Turbo tout pas tout dur?
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Ok. Ça va, Turbo, ça va. Toujours un peu en stress parce que j'espère qu'on arrivera à faire au moins les 100% pour le bouquin. Et voilà. Les gars ont fumé la moquette. Ah non, le jeu il est un peu spé. Mais il y a quoi ici? Il y a que dalle. À part monter là, ok. Ah là, ok. Il est psycho le jeu totalement. Putain, c'est... compliqué.
There's an illusion. She found a way. There's a way. She can see. She must align herself. She can do it. There's the... She aligns herself.
Faut que j'aille là-haut, mais là-haut j'y vais où? J'y vais comment? Je fais. Faut que j'aille là, je pense. Je fais comment pour y aller? C'est rien ça. Ah, oh, putain, d'accord, ok, ah, les connards. Merci. Rien, t'as essayé. Bah en vrai, j'espère que ça marchera. J'espère que ça marchera. On est à 30 bouquins sur 50 minimum pour l'instant, donc ça va, ça monte gentiment. Ouh, l'avant-dernier. On approche la fin.
That at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
Ok. Juste pour tester, non, voilà. Je sors avec cacahuète et jette au streamer pour le déconcentrer. Enfoiré! Fais-moi un don de 15 millions d'euros. Là, ouais, ce serait... voilà. Ce serait marrant que ça s'arrête à 49 et que le dernier soit pris dans la dernière heure. Alors bien qu'il faut savoir que j'ai participé à plusieurs campagnes Ulule en tant que participant et pas comme chef de projet, chef de, enfin, truc de la campagne. C'est pas moi qui avais fait la campagne, c'est la première fois que je fais. 15 centimes. Et c'est vrai que sur la fin, c'est toujours le stress et tout. Il y en a qui prennent 4-5 exemplaires juste pour arriver à débloquer le truc en plus, etc. Et je me souviens sur une... je crois que c'est... l'avant-dernière, la deuxième campagne Ulule de Maliki, il manquait un livre tout à la fin et il a été pris en direct parce qu'ils avaient fait un stream justement, un peu de webcam pour la toute fin, et ça a été pris genre dans les 2 minutes avant la fin à la main. Donc ça a quand même pu être comptabilisé et du coup c'est quand même oufissime. Et voilà, putain ça sent la bataille ici. On va me faire chier les gars. C'est nu sur le bureau des gens, non. Oh putain, il y en a 2. Oh putain. Et... non. Ok, c'est bon. Mais dans les contreparties, déjà, t'as un fantasme bizarre de... Il peut pas à cause du Covid, masque obligatoire. Mais dans les contreparties, il y a le bouquin avec bon, bah, ce que je disais à chaque fois, quoi. Dédicace, machin, numérotation. Plus tous les goodies qui pourraient être débloqués. Il y a la version avec la marque à fromage, plus le livre. Il y a la version avec le... bonjour monsieur. Le tablier plus le livre, le tablier, la marque à fromage et le livre, et le truc en cuisine. Voilà.
The Northmen said each god will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him.
Il s'est fait tuer par le fils d'Odin.
Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere.
Ah oui, alors...
Prepare yourself for Ragnarok.
Ah oui, d'accord, ah oui. Ragnarok, c'est vénère en fait. D'accord, j'avais pas vu ça comme ça. Ça dépend où il est le masque. Mais voilà. Après, n'hésitez pas, hein, vous avez la possibilité de prendre des bouquins. D'ailleurs, je rappelle, donc je le redis, si vous prenez un bouquin et que vous faites un don dans genre de 40 € en bonus, ça compte que pour un bouquin. Le don n'est pas pris en compte dans le décompte des livres, même si ça suffit largement à prendre un second bouquin. Parce qu'on m'a posé ça comme question hier. Et l'autre chose, c'est que le livre, il sera en précommande jusqu'au 2 juin. Et c'est tout. Après, il n'y aura pas plus. Alors peut-être que si le livre fonctionne et qu'on atteint au moins les 50 et que je fais un second livre, je verrai s'il y a possibilité de faire un retirage du premier à cette occasion. Mais sinon... Oh merde. Oh là là là. Ok, j'ai pas de bonus. Là. Ah putain. pas. Putain. Hop. Hop là. Allez. Ok.
She knows what to do.
Hop là. Ah putain! J'ai pas pu l'esquiver celui-là. Allez, meurs! Dans ta chiasse! Putain, le stress de ouf. Putain. Allez, dégage, saloperie. Allez, dégage. Non. Ok, c'est bon. Putain. Non, 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 non. C'est bon. Mais... Non, putain. Qui c'est pas encore dans mon coup. Putain, mais ce... Allez, putain. Mais...
Behind you!
Ok, pour l'instant, ça va.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Ok, alors je sais pas ce qui s'est passé la fois d'avant, je me suis fait atomiser la gueule sans comprendre pourquoi. Ah, la porte avec les différents totems à passer.
Wait,
What?
what happens when she dies?
What happens to us?
What happens to us?
We die too.
Do we die too?
We
I
die
don't want
too.
to die.
I don't want to.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Senua, stop. Turn back.
Stop. Stop her. Stop.
Senua,
Stop.
what happens to us?
Stop her. Why would she stop?
To die, she won't stop. Stop. Stop.
I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Ah, je ne peux pas passer ailleurs.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid, like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat. Cannot escape.
Oui, il me manque quelques-uns, mais...
This is her hell.
Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering. I can see it. She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, Senua?
Il y en a un qui va bouffer un coup d'épée, je pense.
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
Oula!
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me. Watch out!
Putain! Ah putain!
Behind you. Watch out.
Allez, disparaît.
Through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Oh, d'accord.
Look at you. Running forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie? The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved him?
I know he's here.
Putain, il y a l'autre bras qui commence à être attaqué aussi. On va finir bouffé par les ténèbres.
Hold on. I'll find you.
Oula. Allez, j'esquive. Allez.
Dillion! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillion is gone. Dillion is dead.
Jamais.
Let him go now.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already?
You betrayed your own father.
Come on!
You betrayed the gods in search of Dillion, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption.
Behind you.
Let go of Dillion. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Allez.
Behind you.
Allez, putain. Ah putain. Je peux pas le toucher lui. Je ne mourrai pas, bordel. Ah mais bah. Oh putain. Mais esquive. No. Succès verrouillé, la bataille finale. Non. Putain, ces ennemis qui viennent à l'infini.
And I can't save Diane. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a liar, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know I know you have him.
I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. No power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day, a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves and clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this. Follow us. We have another story to tell. My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness.
It's hard to tell how mixed up you feel, hoping what you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change, 'cause everyone has hopes. You're human after all. The feeling sometimes wishing you
Donc c'est
were
fini.
someone else, feeling as though you never belong. This feeling is not sadness, this feeling is not joy. I truly understand. Please don't cry now.
Parce qu'elle dit peut-être.
Please don't go. I want you to stay.
Après, je sais pas s'il y a plusieurs fins. Je pensais qu'il y en avait au moins deux, avec le coup de se faire avoir ou pas par la montée des ténèbres là dans le bras. Mais j'ai l'impression d'être arrivé à la fin. À moins que la fin soit buggée, qu'on se soit tapé inutilement une infinité de bestioles. C'est... Pas de mots. J'ai pas de mots. C'est... Mental health advisor. Il y a du monde. 7 mecs pour les troubles mentaux qui ont bossé sur le jeu. Ok, c'est... Alexandre Venard. Oh bah ça alors. Ok.
Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel.
Et du coup, ouais, c'est spécial comme jeu. Déjà parce qu'il y a plein de... Comment ça s'appelle ? Il y a plein de mécaniques que j'ai compris que sur la fin. Genre le fait qu'on puisse se relever si on a l'espèce de petit bonus en appuyant sur E, là, le stun. Que le stun, justement, servait aussi à tataner les autres. En mode ralenti, surpuissance. J'aurais bien voulu l'apprendre plus tôt. En tout cas, le savoir plus tôt, quoi, m'en rendre compte plus tôt. Ça m'aurait sans doute évité beaucoup d'emmerdes. Mais du coup, je me demande s'il y a une autre fin. Parce que je sais pas du tout. Je sais pas du tout si on a eu une bonne ou mauvaise fin. Elle est encore en vie. Elle a pu faire son deuil. Je serais tenté de dire que c'est la bonne fin. Il y a quelque chose là ? Je crois pas. C'est spécial. C'est très spécial comme jeu. Hein. En revanche, ses yeux, ils m'ont perturbé en permanence. Hein. Putain, ça m'a fait bizarre. Ok, bon, bah on...
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming.
Ok, du spoilers, donc le documentaire.
Thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. What if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching.
He The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered to be, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis.
Okay.
In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle.
Wow, c'est dégueulasse ça, ouais.
I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillian, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land.
D'accord.
I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
Et c'est là où ça a basculé dans la folie, d'accord. Il y a de quoi, mais bon. Je comprends un peu mieux du coup.
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body.
Je savais que c'était
filmé. The character
filmé.
called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
Il y avait trop de mimiques, il y avait trop de trucs au niveau des mimiques, trop de détails par rapport à Senua.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth
And all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema. Never mind the new medium of game.
C'est pas faux, mais
Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
Cool, thanks so much.
Pleasure, thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyholt, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyholt provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you. Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying,
la
but also
totalité
crucially listening to the experts by
de
experience.
l'histoire là,
What
à
they
part
come up
peut-être la
with
toute
is so
fin,
compelling. It's by far the best
a été
representation I've
vécu
heard
dans
of
sa
what these
tête en fait.
experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the vision or what we're seeing is too much, we become small until eventually we don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
Hands will know my heart is so, love is so far away.
Mais c'est super cool d'avoir mis ça dans le jeu un peu en mode bonus.
Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
Si on se passe dans sa tête. Ce serait sacré merdier quand même. Vu ce qu'on a traversé, je préfère éviter. Putain, le passage avec le sanglier dégueu là. Ouais, à travers le machin où c'est tout noir, où on voit plus rien. C'était merdique à souhait aussi. Mais du coup, c'est vachement bien retranscrit en fin de compte.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
Ça, on l'a bien compris quand même.
Is there an outcast? What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
It's darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
Il y a des passages qui sont assez raides hein, quand même. Le truc avec le sang, les corps dans tous les sens là.
It was fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory have asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet. But why? Why has the evolution stamped out this weakness from within our genes?
No!
I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
Ouais. Ouais. Ok. Bon bah c'est la fin du jeu. C'est un jeu particulier quand même. C'est vraiment très particulier comme jeu. Ce jeu de l'âme. Allez, fin du jeu du coup. Je dis la bonne nuit à YouTube. Des bisous.